Ethan Cole pressed 2 fingers against the woman's frozen throat. Nothing. He tried again. There. A whisper of a pulse beneath skin cold as January stone. Blood stained the snow around her. Someone had hurt her, left her to die. His daughter Lily's voice broke through the wind. "Papa, is she an angel?" Ethan lifted the stranger into his arms. Her weight reminded him of everything he'd lost, everything he was still afraid to find. "Don't know yet, sweetheart," he said, "but she ain't dying tonight." Before we begin, if you believe in second chances and stories that warm the heart, hit that subscribe button. Stay with us until the end. This journey gets deeper than you think. And drop a comment telling me what city you're watching from. I want to see how far this story travels. Now let's begin. The Wyoming wind cut like a skinning knife. Ethan Cole had been riding this road for 7 years, knew every rock, every bend, every place where the creek ran too fast to freeze. He knew when something didn't belong. The wagon sat crooked in the ditch, one wheel busted clean off. Canvas ripped to shreds. No horses, no supplies, no reason for anyone to still be here. Except someone was. She lay curled beside the wagon bed, half buried in snow. Dark hair spread across white ground like spilled ink. Ethan's gut twisted. Could be a trap. Bandits used women as bait out here. But then Lily leaned forward from behind him, her small hand gripping his coat. "Papa, she's not moving." Ethan dismounted. His boots crunched loud in the silence. The woman didn't stir. He knelt beside her, brushed snow from her face. Young, maybe 30, lips blue, skin like marble. He pressed his fingers to her throat, waited. His own pulse hammered in his ears. There, faint, thread thin, but there. "Ma'am," he said. No response. He shook her shoulder. "Ma'am, can you hear me?" Her eyelids fluttered. For a second her eyes opened green, wild, terrified. Then they rolled back. Ethan scooped her into his arms. She weighed nothing. Bones and cold and something else. Desperation. He'd carried that weight himself for 18 months. "Is she dead?" Lily whispered. "Not yet." He laid the woman across his saddle, climbed up behind her. Lily pressed against his back, silent now. Smart kid. Knew when Papa was worried. The ride back to the ranch took 40 minutes. Felt like hours. The woman didn't wake. Didn't move. Just lay limp against him. Her breath so shallow, he had to keep checking to make sure she was still breathing. The cabin appeared through the snow. Small. Sturdy. Home. Ethan had built it with his own hands 8 years ago. Rebecca had chosen where to put the windows, where to plant the garden, where to hang the porch swing. Rebecca was gone now. He carried the woman inside, laid her by the fire. Lily hovered close, clutching her rag doll. "Get blankets," Ethan said. "Every one we got." Lily ran to the chest. Ethan knelt beside the stranger, started rubbing her hands, trying to coax blood back into her fingers. They were pale. Too pale. Frostbite would take them if he wasn't careful. He worked fast, pulled off her wet boots, wrapped her feet in wool, piled blankets over her. The fire roared beside them, but she didn't seem to feel it. "Papa." Lily's voice was small. "What if she doesn't wake up?" "She'll wake up." "How do you know?" "Because I ain't letting her die in my house." Lily nodded. Believed him. Kids always believed their fathers, even when fathers were lying. An hour passed. Then 2. Ethan sat in his chair, carving a piece of wood. Some men drank when they were anxious. Ethan carved. His hands needed something to do, or they'd shake. Lily fell asleep on the rug, her doll tucked under her chin. The woman still hadn't moved. Then, just past midnight, she gasped. Ethan dropped the knife. The woman's eyes flew open, wild, panicked. She tried to sit up, couldn't. Her hands clawed at the blankets. "Easy," Ethan said, not moving from his chair. "You're safe." She turned her head toward him. Stared. Her chest heaved. "Where?" Her voice cracked. "Where am I?" "My ranch. Found you by the road." Her eyes darted around the room, took in the fireplace, the table, the sleeping child. Then she looked down at herself, saw the blankets, the wool socks, her wet clothes drying by the fire. Her hands flew to her throat, felt for something that wasn't there. Then she saw her wrists, rope burns, deep, angry, red. Ethan saw them too. His jaw tightened. She pulled the blanket up to her chin. "You didn't—" "No, ma'am. Just kept you from freezing." She stared at him, trying to decide if he was telling the truth. Ethan didn't look away. He'd learned a long time ago that honest men could meet a woman's eyes. "What's your name?" he asked. She didn't answer, just turned her face back to the fire. "All right," Ethan said. "Don't have to tell me. But you got rope burns on your wrists and blood on your dress. Someone hurt you. And if they come looking, I'd like to know what I'm dealing with." Still nothing. Ethan stood, walked to the stove, poured coffee into a tin cup, set it on the floor beside her. "I'll be in the next room. You need anything, holler." He started to walk away. "Clara." He stopped, turned. The woman was looking at him now. Really looking. Her eyes were red, raw, like she'd been crying for days. "My name's Clara Bennett." Ethan nodded. "Ethan Cole. That's my daughter Lily." Clara's gaze shifted to the sleeping child. Something softened in her face. Something broken and tender all at once. "Thank you," she whispered, "for not leaving me out there." "Couldn't do that. Most men would have." Ethan picked up his knife, sat back in his chair. "I ain't most men." Clara pulled the blanket tighter. "No, I reckon you're not." She drank the coffee, slow, like it hurt to swallow. The fire crackled, the wind howled outside. And in that small cabin, two strangers sat in silence, both carrying weights too heavy to name. Morning came cold and bright. Ethan woke to Lily tugging his sleeve. "Papa, she's still here." He sat up. Clara was asleep by the fire, curled under the blankets. Her face was pale, but color had returned to her lips. "Course she's still here," Ethan said. "Where else would she go?" Lily chewed her lip. "I thought maybe she was a dream." "She's real." "Is she staying?" "Don't know yet." Lily nodded. Then she padded over to Clara and knelt beside her. Ethan tensed, ready to stop her if Clara woke up scared. But Lily just sat there, watching, like she was trying to memorize the stranger's face. Ethan started breakfast. Eggs from the henhouse, bacon from the smokehouse, bread from 2 days ago still soft enough. He cooked quiet, trying not to wake Clara. But the smell of food must have reached her because she stirred. Her eyes opened, focused. She saw Lily first. "Morning," Lily whispered. Clara blinked. "Morning." "Are you hungry?" "I—" Clara sat up slowly, winced. "Yes. Papa makes good eggs." Clara looked past Lily, found Ethan at the stove. He didn't turn around, just kept cooking. "You can wash up at the basin," he said. "Got a clean shirt hanging by the door if you need it." Clara stood, her legs shook. She steadied herself against the chair, pride keeping her upright. Ethan recognized that pride. He'd worn it himself after Rebecca died. When folks came by with casseroles and sympathy. When they said he couldn't raise Lily alone. When they looked at him like he was already broken. Clara washed her face, changed into his shirt. It hung past her knees. She rolled the sleeves up, then joined them at the table. Ethan set a plate in front of her. Eggs, bacon, bread with butter. She stared at it. "Something wrong?" he asked. "No, I just—" Her voice caught. "Thank you. Eat." She did. Slow at first, then faster, like she hadn't eaten in days. Probably hadn't. Ethan didn't ask, just pushed the breadbasket toward her. Lily hummed while she ate, some lullaby Rebecca used to sing. Ethan's chest tightened. He focused on his coffee. "That's a pretty song," Clara said. Lily smiled. "Mama taught me." "Your mama sounds like she was special." "She was." Lily's smile faded. "She's in heaven now." Clara looked at Ethan. He met her gaze, said nothing. What was there to say Rebecca was gone? No amount of words would bring her back. "I'm sorry," Clara said softly. Ethan shrugged. Life goes on. Does it? The question hit harder than it should have. Ethan set his cup down. Has to. For her sake. He nodded toward Lily. Clara looked at the child, nodded. "Yeah, I reckon it does." They finished eating in silence. Lily collected the plates, carried them to the basin. Clara started to stand to help, but Ethan shook his head. "You're still recovering." "I can help." "Didn't say you couldn't. Said you're recovering. Big difference." Clara sat back down, watched him wash dishes. His hands were rough, scarred, capable. He moved like a man who'd learned to do everything alone. "How long was I out there?" she asked. "Don't know. Found you last night around 8. Storm started around 4. So anywhere between 4 hours and—" He paused. "Longer. Long enough to die. But you didn't. Because of you." Ethan dried the last plate, hung the towel. "Because you're stubborn. I just gave you a place to be stubborn in." Clara almost smiled. Almost. "Where are you from, Mr. Cole?" "Here. Born 20 miles north. Been ranching this land since I was 16. "And your wife?" His hand stilled. "She was from Ohio. Came out here with her family in 79. Met her at a barn dance." He paused. "She died 18 months ago. Fever took her after Lily was born." "I'm sorry." "You said that already." "I mean it." Ethan looked at her, saw the sincerity in her eyes. "I know." Lily tugged Clara's sleeve. "Want to see my doll?" Clara smiled. It was small, fragile, but real. "I'd love to." Lily ran to her cot, brought back a rag doll with button eyes. "Her name's Grace. Mama made her." Clara took the doll carefully, held it like it was precious. "She's beautiful. She keeps the bad dreams away." "Does it work?" Lily shrugged. "Sometimes. Papa sings when the dreams are really bad." Clara glanced at Ethan. He was staring out the window, jaw tight, embarrassed, or maybe just remembering. "Your papa's a good man," Clara said quietly. Lily nodded. "The best." Clara handed the doll back. Lily clutched it to her chest, then looked up at Clara with wide, serious eyes. "Are you staying?" The question hung in the air. Ethan turned from the window, waited. Clara's throat worked. "I don't know." "Why not?" "Lily," Ethan said. "That's enough." But Lily didn't back down. "She doesn't have anywhere to go. We have room. Mama would want us to help." Ethan's jaw tightened. "Lily." "It's true, Papa. You said Mama always helped people. You said—" "I know what I said." Lily fell silent. But her eyes stayed on Clara. Hopeful, pleading. Clara looked at Ethan. "She's right. I don't have anywhere to go." "What happened?" Ethan asked. "Why were you out there?" Clara's hands twisted in her lap. "My husband died 6 months ago. Town blamed me. Said I poisoned him. I didn't. But they didn't care. They wanted someone to punish." She paused. "So I ran." "Where to?" "Anywhere. Nowhere. Just away." "And the rope burns." Her face went hard. 3 men caught me outside Deadwood. Said they'd take me back. Make sure I faced justice." She laughed. Bitter. Cold. "Justice. That's what they called it." Ethan's hands curled into fists. What did they do? Tied me up. Left me in that wagon. Said the cold would do their work for them. She met his eyes. Guess they were almost right. Ethan was quiet for a long moment. Then he stood, walked to the door, stared out at the snow. You can stay till the road's clear. Clara blinked. What? Roads won't be safe for a few days. You can stay here. Work for your keep if you want. But you ain't going back out there alone. Mr. Cole? It's Ethan. Ethan? She stood. I appreciate the offer, but I can't ask you to. You didn't ask. I'm offering. Big difference. Why? He turned, looked at her, really looked. Because 18 months ago, I was where you are now, lost, broken, ready to give up, and folks helped me, helped Lily, didn't ask questions, didn't judge, just helped. He paused. Figure I owe it forward. Clara's eyes filled with tears. She blinked them back. I don't know what to say. Don't say nothing. Just don't freeze to death on my watch. Lily squealed, ran to Clara, hugged her waist. You're staying. Clara's hand settled on the child's head. Tentative, gentle, like she was afraid she'd break her. For a little while, Clara said. Just till the road's clear. Ethan nodded, turned back to the window, but his reflection showed something he hadn't seen in 18 months. Relief. 3 days passed. The snow melted slow. Clara worked alongside Ethan without complaint, chopping wood, feeding the animals, mending the fence where winter had cracked it. She didn't talk much, neither did he, but the silence wasn't uncomfortable. It was the silence of two people who understood that words weren't always necessary. Lily followed Clara everywhere, chattering, asking questions, singing. Clara answered patiently, never once told the child to hush, never once looked annoyed. On the 4th day, Ethan found them in the barn. Clara was teaching Lily how to braid a horse's mane. Lily's small hands fumbled with the strands. Clara guided her gently. Like this, see over and under. Keep it tight, but not too tight. It's hard, Lily said. Best things usually are. Lily concentrated, tongue between her teeth. Then she grinned. I did it. You sure did. Ethan leaned against the doorframe. Watched. Something in his chest loosened. Something that had been clenched tight since Rebecca died. Clara looked up, saw him, smiled. It was quick, small, but it reached her eyes. She's a fast learner, Clara said. Gets that from her mother. Clara stood, brushed hay from her skirt. She talks about her a lot. I know. She loved her. More than anything. Clara hesitated. Do you... She stopped, started again. Do you ever talk to her about Rebecca? Ethan's jaw tightened. Sometimes. What do you say, truth? That her mama was brave, that she loved her, that she didn't want to leave. Does it help? Don't know. Hope so. Clara nodded, looked back at Lily. The child was humming again, that same lullaby. She has your eyes, Clara said, and Rebecca's smile. That's a good combination. Ethan almost smiled. Almost. Yeah, it is. That night after Lily fell asleep, Ethan and Clara sat by the fire. He carved. She mended one of his shirts. The tear was clean, easy to fix, unlike most things. Can I ask you something? Clara said. Go ahead. Why'd you really let me stay? Ethan's knife stilled. Told you, You owe it forward, I know. But there's more, isn't there? He set the wood down, stared at the fire. Rebecca made me promise something before she died. What? That I'd find someone kind, someone who'd be good to Lily, someone who'd... He stopped, shook his head. Doesn't matter. It matters. She wanted me to move on. I couldn't. Why not? Because moving on felt like betrayal, like forgetting. Clara was quiet for a moment. I don't think that's what she meant. No. No. I think she meant, don't let grief kill you too. Ethan looked at her. Clara met his gaze. Her eyes were clear, honest. You lost someone too, he said. Yeah. Your husband? No. She smiled, sad, broken. Myself. Ethan understood. He'd lost himself too. Somewhere between Rebecca's last breath and the first time Lily called for Mama and no one answered. Think we can find ourselves again? He asked. Clara folded the shirt, set it aside. I don't know, but maybe we can try. Ethan nodded, picked up his knife, kept carving. Outside the wind whispered through the pines. The fire crackled, and in that small cabin, two people who'd been lost began to believe they might be found. On the fifth morning, a rider appeared. Ethan saw him from the window. Tall, well-dressed, expensive horse. He rode like a man who owned things, important things. Ethan's gut twisted. Stay inside, he told Clara. She was at the table braiding Lily's hair. Who is it? Don't know yet. He stepped onto the porch. The rider reined in. Looked down at Ethan with cold, calculating eyes. Ethan Cole. That's right. The man dismounted, extended a hand. Marshal Owen Garrett. Ethan didn't take it. What brings you out here, Marshal? Garrett's smile was thin. Heard you took in a woman. Clara Bennett. Ethan's blood went cold. Maybe. She's wanted. For what? Murder. Her husband died 6 months ago. Witnesses say she poisoned him. Witnesses or gossips? Garrett's eyes narrowed. You protecting her. I'm protecting the truth. The truth is she's dangerous, Cole, and if you harbor her, you're breaking the law. Ethan stepped off the porch, got close. What law says a man can't give a freezing woman shelter? The law that says murderers don't get second chances. She ain't a murderer. How do you know? Because I know what evil looks like, and she ain't it. Garrett laughed, short, sharp. You're a fool. Been called worse. The door opened. Clara stepped out. Her face was pale, but her spine was straight. It's all right, Ethan. I'll go. No. She looked at him. I won't let you lose everything because of me. I ain't losing nothing. The town can go to hell. Garrett stepped forward. Clara Bennett, you're under arrest. Ethan moved between them. She ain't going nowhere. Step aside, Cole. No. Garrett's hand went to his gun. Ethan didn't flinch. You gonna shoot me, Marshal, in front of my daughter? Lily stood in the doorway now, clutching her doll, eyes wide. Garrett hesitated, looked at the child, then back at Ethan. This isn't over. Reckon it ain't. Garrett mounted his horse. You've got 3 days, Cole. 3 days to turn her in. After that, I come back with the law. He rode off. Ethan watched until he disappeared over the ridge. Clara touched his arm. Why did you do that? Ethan looked at her, saw the fear in her eyes, the gratitude, the confusion. Because, he said quietly, some things are worth fighting for. She stared at him. Then she nodded, slow, understanding. Inside, Lily started crying. Clara went to her, held her. Whispered promises neither of them knew if they could keep. Ethan stayed on the porch, stared at the horizon. 3 days. He'd figure it out. He had to. That evening, Ethan stood at the window long after dark. Clara sat by the fire mending again. Her hands moved steady, but her mind was somewhere else. He could tell by the way she kept starting over. Same stitch, same spot. You don't have to stay, she said finally. I know. 3 days isn't much time. It's enough. She set the needle down. Ethan, I killed a man. He turned. Thought you said you didn't. I didn't poison him. but I'm still the reason he's dead. How do you figure? Clara's hands twisted in her lap. Thomas drank. Hard. Every night. I begged him to stop. Threatened to leave. He'd get mean when he drank. Real mean. She paused. One night he came home with a bottle. Moonshine from some still outside town. I told him not to drink it. Told him it'd kill him. He laughed. Said I didn't tell him what to do. And he drank it anyway. Died 2 hours later. Turns out the batch was poison. Killed 3 other men that same week. She looked up. But the town only blamed me. Said I gave it to him. Said I wanted his land. His money. Did you? No, I wanted him sober. I wanted him kind. I wanted... Her voice broke. I wanted what I thought I married. Ethan crossed the room. Sat in the chair across from her. That ain't murder. Tell that to Marshal Garrett. I will. He won't listen. Then I'll make him. Clara shook her head. You can't fight the law. Watch me. She almost smiled. You're stubborn. And you're still breathing, so I reckon stubborn works. Lily stirred on her cot, mumbled something in her sleep. Both of them looked at her. Clara's expression softened. She's lucky to have you, Clara said. She'd be luckier with a mother. Rebecca sounds like she was wonderful. She was. Ethan paused. But she's gone, and I can't bring her back, much as I want to. Do you want to bring her back? The question hit different than it should have. Ethan thought about it, really thought. No, he said finally. I want to let her rest. Clara nodded, picked up the mending again. That's brave. Don't feel brave. Never does. They sat in silence. The fire crackled. Outside, an owl called. Ethan carved another piece of wood. A horse this time, for Lily. She collected them, had 7 already. This would be 8. Can I ask you something? Clara said. You keep asking that. Force of habit. Ask. Why do you carve? Ethan looked at the half-finished horse. Keeps my hands busy. When Rebecca died, I couldn't sit still, couldn't sleep, couldn't think. So I carved, and I kept carving till the hurt wasn't so loud. Did it work? Sometimes. And when it doesn't, I carve more. Clara smiled, sad but genuine. I wish I had something like that. You do? What? Survival. She blinked. That's not a skill. It's the only one that matters. Clara looked at him. Really looked. Like she was seeing him for the first time. You're different than most men. Good different or bad different? Just different. Ethan went back to carving. But something had shifted. Something small and fragile. Like the first crack in ice before the thaw. Morning came with trouble. Ethan heard the horses before he saw them. 5 riders. Maybe 6. He grabbed his rifle, stepped onto the porch. Clara appeared behind him. What is it? Company, the kind that don't knock. Garrett? Don't know yet. Get Lily. Stay inside. Clara didn't argue. She disappeared back into the cabin. Ethan heard the bolt slide home. Good. She was smart. The riders crested the hill. 6 of them. Marshal Garrett in front. The others were townsmen. Ethan recognized 2. Shopkeepers. Men who smiled when you paid cash and scowled when you didn't. Garrett reined in 20 feet from the porch. Morning, Cole. Marshal. Thought about what I said. I did. And she stays. Garrett sighed, like Ethan was a child who didn't understand simple rules. Cole, I don't want trouble. Then ride out. Can't do that. Why not? Because Clara Bennett is a killer, and killers answer to the law. She ain't a killer. You got proof. You got proof she is. Garrett smiled. Witnesses. Gossips. Same thing in a court of law. Ethan stepped off the porch, kept the rifle low but ready. "She ain't going with you." One of the townsmen spoke up, thin man, nervous. "Cole, be reasonable. We don't want no bloodshed." "Then leave." "We can't. Town voted. She's got to face trial." "Town voted?" Ethan laughed, hard and cold. "When the town become judge and jury?" Garrett dismounted. "Since murderers started hiding in decent folks' homes." "She ain't hiding. She's healing." "From what?" "From men like you." Garrett's jaw tightened. He stepped closer. Ethan didn't back up. "You're making a mistake, Cole." "My mistake to make. You'll lose everything. Your reputation, your ranch, your daughter." Ethan's blood went cold. "You threatening Lily?" "I'm stating facts. Town won't trade with a man who shelters killers. Your cattle won't sell. Your supplies won't come. How long you think you'll last?" Ethan raised the rifle, slow, deliberate. "Long enough." The townsmen shifted in their saddles, nervous now. This wasn't what they'd signed up for. "Cole," Garrett said, "put the gun down." "No." "I'll arrest you." "Try." They stared at each other. Garrett's hand hovered near his pistol. Ethan's finger rested on the trigger. The air between them hummed with violence waiting to happen. Then the cabin door opened. Clara stepped out, hands empty, chin high. "Don't," Ethan said without looking at her. "I won't let you die for me." "I ain't dying." "Ethan, go back inside." "No." Garrett smiled. "Smart woman." "Shut your mouth," Ethan said. Clara walked past him, stood between him and the marshal. "I'll go. Just leave him alone." "Clara." She turned, met his eyes. "You've done enough." "I ain't done nothing yet." "Exactly, and I won't let you start." Garrett reached for Clara's arm. Ethan swung the rifle up. "Touch her, and it's the last thing you do." Garrett froze. "Cole, you're outnumbered." "Don't care. There's 6 of us. I only need 1 bullet." The townsmen exchanged glances. One of them cleared his throat. "Marshal, maybe we should—" "Shut up," Garrett snapped. He looked at Ethan. "You're willing to die for her." "If it comes to that." "Why?" "Because it's right." "Right," Garrett laughed. "She's a murderer." "Prove it." "I don't have to. The town already decided." "The town's wrong." "The town's the law." "Then the law's broken." Garrett's hand moved toward his pistol. Ethan's finger tightened on the trigger. Clara stepped between them. "Stop," she said. "Both of you. Just stop." Ethan lowered the rifle. Not much, just enough. Clara looked at Garrett. "You want me, fine. I'll come. But you leave him alone. You leave his daughter alone. You leave this ranch alone. Deal." Garrett studied her. "Deal." "No," Ethan said. Clara turned. Put her hand on his chest. "Ethan, please. I can't let you do this." "You have to." "Why?" "Because Lily needs you, and you can't protect her if you're dead." Ethan's throat closed. She was right. He hated it, but she was right. Clara stepped back, held out her wrists. Garrett pulled out rope, started to tie her. "Don't bind her," Ethan said. "She's a prisoner." "She's a woman, and if you tie her, I'll kill you where you stand." Garrett hesitated, looked at Ethan's face, saw the promise there. He put the rope away. "Get on the horse," he told Clara. She walked to the spare mount, climbed up, didn't look back. Ethan watched her go, felt something tear inside his chest. The riders turned, started down the hill. Clara finally looked back. Her eyes found his, held. Then she mouthed 2 words. "Thank you." The riders disappeared over the ridge. Ethan stood there, rifle hanging loose in his hand. Empty. The cabin door creaked. Lily ran out, threw herself at his legs. "Papa, why'd they take her?" Ethan knelt, pulled his daughter close. "Because people are scared, and scared people do stupid things." Are we going to get her back? Yes. How? I don't know yet, but we will. Lily buried her face in his shoulder. I miss her already. Me too, sweetheart. Me too. They stood like that for a long time, father and daughter, holding each other against the cold. Ethan carried Lily inside, made her breakfast. She didn't eat much, just pushed eggs around her plate. He didn't blame her. His own stomach felt like lead. Papa. Yeah. What if they hurt her? They won't. How do you know? Because I won't let them. Lily looked up. Her eyes were Rebecca's eyes, brown and wide and trusting. Promise. Ethan's chest tightened. He'd made promises before. To Rebecca, to himself. He'd broken them all. But this one he'd keep or die trying. Promise, he said. Lily nodded, took a small bite of eggs. Ethan watched her, saw her mother in every movement, every expression. Rebecca would have known what to do. She always did. But Rebecca was gone, and he was here, alone, again. No, not alone. Not anymore. He had Clara now. Or he would, once he figured out how to get her back. Lily, pack a bag. She looked up. Why? We're going to town. Both of us. Both of us. What about the animals? They'll be fine for a day. Lily slid off her chair, ran to pack. Ethan stood, walked to the chest by the door, opened it. Inside was Rebecca's Bible, her mother's ring, and a letter, the last thing she'd written before she died. He unfolded it, read it again. The words he'd memorized months ago. Don't live alone. Find someone kind. Let someone in. Ethan folded the letter, put it back, closed the chest. I'm trying, Rebecca, he whispered. God help me. I'm trying. They rode into town an hour later. The streets were busy. Saturday, market day. Folks everywhere, buying, selling, gossiping. They stopped talking when Ethan rode past, stared, whispered. He ignored them, kept riding. Lily sat in front of him quiet, watching everything. The jail sat at the end of Main Street. Small building, stone, one window with bars. Ethan tied his horse out front, lifted Lily down. Stay close, he said. I will. They walked inside. The deputy sat at a desk reading a newspaper. Young kid, maybe 20. He looked up, saw Ethan, swallowed hard. Help you. Where's Garrett? Out. Where? Didn't say. Ethan walked to the cells. 2 of them. One empty, one holding Clara. She sat on a cot staring at the wall. She looked up when she heard footsteps. Saw Lily. Forced a smile. Hey, little one. Miss Clara? Lily ran to the bars. Clara came to meet her, reached through, touched the child's hair. You shouldn't be here, Clara said to Ethan. Where else would I be? Home. Safe. Ain't safe without you. Clara's eyes filled. She blinked fast. Ethan, don't do this. Do what? Give me hope. Why not? Because hope hurts when it dies. Ethan gripped the bars. Then we better make sure it lives. The deputy cleared his throat. Mr. Cole, you can't be back here. Why not? Prisoners ain't allowed visitors without the marshal's permission. Then get his permission. He ain't here. So you said. Sir, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave. Ethan turned, looked at the kid, saw the fear in his eyes, the uncertainty. Good. He should be uncertain. How much they paying you? Ethan asked. Sir, to guard her. How much? That ain't your business. How much? The deputy shifted. $2 a day. Ethan pulled out a $5 gold piece, set it on the desk. Let me talk to her. 5 minutes. The kid stared at the coin. I could lose my job. Or make 3 days' pay in 5 minutes. The deputy looked at Clara, at Lily, at the gold piece. Then he stood. 5 minutes. I'll be outside. He left. Ethan turned back to Clara. I'm getting you out, he said. You can't. Watch me. Ethan, they'll arrest you too. Let them. What about Lily? That stopped him. He looked at his daughter. She stared back, trusting, believing. I'll figure it out, he said. Clara shook her head. You can't fight the whole town. Don't need to fight the whole town, just need to tell the truth. They won't listen. Then I'll make them. How? Ethan didn't answer. Because he didn't know. Not yet. But he'd figure it out. He had to. Lily pressed her face against the bars. Don't be scared, Miss Clara. Papa always wins. Clara touched the child's cheek. Your papa's very brave. Are you brave too? Clara smiled, sad and small. I'm trying to be. That's what Papa says. He says being scared is okay as long as you try anyway. Your papa's a smart man. Lily nodded, serious. The smartest. Ethan's throat tightened. He looked at Clara. She looked back. Something passed between them. Something unspoken, but understood. I won't let them hurt you, Ethan said. I know. I mean it. I know. The door opened. The deputy stepped back in. Time's up. Ethan didn't move. 1 more minute, sir. 1 more minute. The deputy hesitated, then nodded, stepped back outside. Ethan leaned close to the bars. Clara, listen to me. Whatever happens, don't give up. You hear me? Don't give up. Ethan, promise me. She stared at him, then nodded. I promise. Good. Lily hugged the bars. We'll come back tomorrow. I'd like that, Clara said. Ethan pulled Lily away, gently. The child waved. Clara waved back. They walked out of the jail. The deputy was leaning against the wall, smoking. Thanks, Ethan said. The kid nodded. She really a killer? No. Then why's she here? Because people believe what they want to believe. The deputy took a drag. Shame. Yeah, it is. Ethan lifted Lily onto the horse, climbed up behind her. They rode slow through town. Folks still stared, still whispered. Ethan met their eyes. Didn't look away. Let them see he wasn't ashamed. At the edge of town, someone called his name. Cole. Ethan turned. An old woman stood on the boardwalk. Ruth Morrison. Owned the general store. She'd been kind after Rebecca died, brought food, watched Lily when Ethan had to work. Mrs. Morrison. She walked over, looked up at him. Her face was lined, weathered, but her eyes were sharp. Heard you're standing by that woman. I am. Why? Because she's innocent. Ruth nodded slowly. I believe you. Ethan blinked. You do. I do, and I ain't the only one. Could have fooled me. Ruth smiled, thin and knowing. People talk loud when they're scared, but some of us are listening, and what we hear don't match what we're told. What are you saying? I'm saying you might have more friends than you think, and when the time comes, we'll stand with you. Ethan stared at her. Why? Because Rebecca would've, and I owe her that much. She patted his leg, turned, walked back to her store. Ethan watched her go. Something loosened in his chest. Not much, but enough. Papa, Lily said, is Miss Ruth going to help? I think so. Good. Miss Clara needs all the help she can get. Ethan urged the horse forward. Yeah, sweetheart, she does. They rode home in silence. The sun was setting, painting the sky red and gold. Beautiful. Rebecca used to love sunsets. Said they reminded her that endings could be lovely too. Ethan hoped she was right. That night, Ethan couldn't sleep. He sat by the window watching the stars. Lily was asleep, breathing soft and even. He envied her. Childhood ignorance. The belief that fathers could fix anything. He heard footsteps on the porch. His hand went to his rifle, then a knock, soft, hesitant. Ethan opened the door. A man stood there, tall, thin, nervous. "Help you?" Ethan asked. "Mr. Cole." "That's right." "My name's Jacob, Jacob Freeman. He stopped, swallowed. "I need to talk to you. About Clara Bennett." Ethan's pulse quickened. "Come in." Jacob stepped inside, took off his hat, twisted it in his hands. Ethan closed the door, lit a lamp. "What about Clara?" Ethan asked. Jacob looked at the floor. "I was there, the night her husband died." Ethan went still. "Go on." "I heard the shot, ran over, found him dead, found her unconscious. There were 3 men, strangers. They'd robbed the place, took his money, his watch, everything. And I told Marshal Garrett, but he said it'd be easier to blame her. Said the town needed someone to punish. Said it'd be simpler that way." Jacob looked up. His eyes were haunted. "He paid me to stay quiet. $50. I took it. God help me, I took it." Ethan's fists clenched. "Why you telling me now?" "Because I can't sleep. Haven't slept right in 6 months. Every time I close my eyes, I see her face, hear her screaming." He paused. "She's innocent, Mr. Cole, and I let her hang for it." "She ain't hanged yet. But she will, unless someone speaks up." Ethan stepped closer. "You willing to speak up?" Jacob nodded, slow, scared, but certain. "Yes, sir, I am." "Town won't like it." "I know." "Garrett will come after you." "I know that too." "Then why?" Jacob looked at him. "Because it's right, and I'm tired of living wrong." Ethan held out his hand. Jacob took it. They shook. Firm. Final. "Tomorrow," Ethan said. "We go to town tomorrow. You tell them everything." "Yes, sir." "And Jacob." "Sir." "Thank you." Jacob nodded, put his hat back on, walked to the door, stopped, turned. "Mr. Cole?" "Yeah." "That woman's lucky to have you." Ethan almost smiled. "I'm the lucky one." Jacob left. Ethan stood there, heart pounding, hope rising, dangerous hope, the kind that could break you if it failed, but also the kind that could save you if it didn't. He looked at Lily, still sleeping, peaceful, trusting. "We're going to fix this," he whispered. "I swear it." Outside, the wind picked up. Clouds rolled in. By morning it would rain. But Ethan didn't care about the weather. He cared about Clara, about justice, about proving that one man standing up could change everything. He sat in his chair, picked up his knife, started carving. Not a horse this time. Something else. Something he'd give Clara when this was over. A promise in wood, small and simple, but real. Morning came hard and fast. Ethan woke before dawn dressed in his good shirt, the one Rebecca had sewn. He checked his rifle, loaded, ready. Then he woke Lily. "Get dressed, sweetheart. We're going to town." She rubbed her eyes. "Is today the day we save Miss Clara?" "Yeah, today's the day." Lily dressed quick, braided her own hair. Ethan made breakfast. Neither of them ate much. Too much nervous energy, too much at stake. Jacob arrived at sunrise. He looked worse than last night, hadn't slept. Ethan could tell by the shadows under his eyes, the tremor in his hands. "You ready?" Ethan asked. "No, but I'm here. That's all that matters." They saddled up, rode toward town. The sky was gray, heavy, like it was holding its breath. Lily sat in front of Ethan. She kept twisting to look back at Jacob. "Are you scared?" she asked him. Jacob tried to smile. A little. Papa says being scared means you're about to do something brave. Your papa's right. He usually is. Ethan's chest tightened. He hoped Lily was right. Hoped he wasn't leading them all into disaster. They reached town by 8. Streets were full. Saturday market in full swing. Folks saw them coming. Stopped what they were doing. Stared. Ethan rode straight to the jail. Dismounted. Lifted Lily down. Jacob stayed mounted, looking pale. "You coming?" Ethan asked. Jacob swallowed. "What if they don't believe me? Then we make them." "How?" "Truth's got a way of being heard, even when folks don't want to listen." Jacob dismounted, slow, like a man walking to his own hanging. They went inside together. The deputy jumped up from his chair. "Mr. Cole, you can't." "Where's Garrett?" "He's..." "Where?" "At the saloon." "But sir..." Ethan turned to Jacob. "Stay here. Watch Lily." "Ethan?" Jacob started. "Stay here." Ethan walked out, crossed the street. The saloon doors swung open. He stepped inside. The place went quiet. A dozen men, all of them staring. Garrett sat at a corner table, playing cards, a bottle of whiskey beside him. He looked up, smiled. "Cole, come to turn yourself in. Come to make you tell the truth." Garrett laughed, set his cards down. "What truth would that be?" "That Clara didn't kill her husband, that you've been lying, that you paid Jacob Freeman to keep quiet." The room went dead silent. Garrett's smile faded. "You got proof?" "I got Jacob. He's ready to talk." "Jacob's a drunk. Nobody'll believe him." "We'll see." Garrett stood. His hand hovered near his gun. "Cole, you're making a big mistake." "Not the first. Won't be the last. I could arrest you right now." "For what?" "Telling the truth." "For interfering with the law. The law is supposed to protect innocent people, not punish them." Garrett stepped closer. "She ain't innocent." "Prove it." "I don't have to." "Yeah, you do." They stood face to face. The other men in the saloon shifted, uncomfortable, watching, waiting to see who'd break first. Then someone spoke up. Old man in the corner. Ethan didn't know his name. "Let him talk." Garrett turned. "What?" "Let the man talk. If he's got proof, we should hear it." Another voice, a woman this time, standing in the doorway. "I want to hear it too." Then another, and another. The crowd was growing, spilling out into the street. Garrett's jaw clenched. "Fine, let him talk. Won't change nothing." Ethan walked back outside. The crowd followed. Must have been 50 people now, maybe more. Word traveled fast in small towns. Jacob stood on the jail steps, Lily beside him. He looked terrified. "Go on," Ethan said quietly. "Tell them." Jacob's voice shook. I was there, the night Thomas Bennett died." The crowd murmured. "I heard a shot, ran over, found him dead, found Clara unconscious. There were 3 men, strangers. They'd robbed the place." "Lies," someone shouted. "Let him finish," Ruth Morrison said. She pushed through the crowd, stood beside Jacob. "Go on, son." Jacob took a breath. "Marshal Garrett told me not to say nothing. Said it'd be easier to blame Clara. Said the town needed someone to punish. He paid me $50 to keep quiet." The crowd erupted. Angry voices. Disbelief. Garrett stepped forward. "He's lying." "Am I?" Jacob reached into his pocket. Pulled out a receipt. "This is the $50, dated the day after Thomas died. Signed by you." Garrett's face went white. Ruth took the receipt, studied it, passed it to the man beside her. It made its way through the crowd. Each person reading it, seeing the truth. "You bastard," someone said. Garrett backed up. "It ain't what you think." "Then what is it?" Ruth demanded. I was protecting the town." "From what, an innocent woman?" "She wasn't innocent." Then where's your proof? Ethan said. Where's your witnesses? Where's your evidence? Garrett had nothing. His hand went to his gun. Ethan's went to his. Don't, Ethan said. You ruined me. You ruined yourself. Garrett's hand twitched. The crowd scattered. Women grabbed children. Men dove for cover. Ethan stood his ground. Then a voice cut through the tension. Marshal Garrett. Everyone turned. The deputy stood in the jail doorway, young, scared, but holding a rifle. Don't do it, sir, please. Garrett looked at the kid, at Ethan, at the crowd. His hand fell away from his gun. This ain't over, he said. Yeah, Ethan said. It is. Garrett turned, walked to his horse, mounted, rode out of town. Nobody stopped him. Nobody followed. They just watched him go. Ruth turned to Ethan. Get Clara. Ethan ran into the jail. The deputy was already unlocking the cell. Clara stood there, confused, hopeful. What's happening? You're free. What? Jacob told them. The truth. All of it. Ethan grabbed her hand. Come on. They walked outside together. The crowd erupted in cheers. Some of them anyway. Others just stared. Still suspicious. Still uncertain. But Ruth stepped forward, took Clara's hands. I'm sorry, she said. We should have believed you. Clara's eyes filled. It's okay. No, it ain't. But we'll make it right. Other women stepped forward, apologizing, offering help. Clara nodded, accepted their words. But she kept looking at Ethan. He pulled her aside, away from the crowd. You all right? He asked. I don't know. She laughed, broken, relieved. I can't believe it's over. It's over. Because of you. Because of Jacob and Ruth and folks who gave a damn about the truth. Clara shook her head. No, because of you. You didn't give up. Couldn't. Why not? Ethan looked at her. Really looked. Saw the woman who'd survived winter. Who'd been kind to his daughter. Who'd made him feel alive again. Because, he said quietly, I love you. Clara's breath caught. What? I love you. And I ain't letting you go. Not now. Not ever. Tears streamed down her face. Ethan, you don't have to say it back. I just needed you to know. She grabbed his face. Kissed him. Hard. Desperate. The crowd whistled. Cheered. Lily ran up, hugged them both. Does this mean Miss Clara's staying forever? She asked. Ethan looked at Clara. She nodded, smiling through tears. Yeah, sweetheart. Forever. They rode back to the ranch that afternoon. All three of them. Lily chattered the whole way, talking about plans, about what Clara would sleep, what they'd cook for dinner, what games they'd play. Clara and Ethan just listened. Let the child's joy wash over them. It felt good, normal, like they were already a family. But when they reached the ranch, something was wrong. The door was open. Ethan had locked it. He knew he had. Stay here, he told Clara and Lily. He dismounted, drew his pistol, approached slow, listened, heard nothing. He stepped inside. The place was destroyed. Furniture overturned. Dishes smashed. Rebecca's Bible torn apart. Her ring gone. Ethan's blood turned to ice. On the table was a note, written in crude letters. You took everything from me. Now I take everything from you. It was unsigned, but Ethan knew who wrote it. Garrett. Clara came in behind him, gasped. Oh, Ethan! He stared at the destruction, at Rebecca's torn Bible, at everything he'd built being ripped apart. Then he felt Clara's hand on his back. We'll fix it, she said. How? Together. He turned, looked at her, saw the determination in her eyes, the strength, the love. Together, he repeated. Lily appeared in the doorway, saw the mess, started crying. Clara scooped her up, held her tight. It's okay, baby. We're going to make it beautiful again. Promise? Promise. They spent the rest of the day cleaning, picking up pieces, salvaging what they could. It was slow work, painful, but they did it together. By evening, the cabin looked better, not perfect, but livable. Ethan found Rebecca's Bible pages scattered across the floor. He gathered them carefully, tried to put them back in order. Clara knelt beside him, helped. "We can rebind it," she said. "I don't know how." "I do. My mother taught me." Ethan looked at her. "Thank you." "For what?" "For being here. For helping. For—" He stopped. "For everything." Clara leaned her head against his shoulder. "Where else would I be?" They sat like that for a while, holding Rebecca's Bible, building something new from something broken. Lily came over, sat between them. "Are we going to be okay, Papa?" Ethan wrapped his arm around her. "Yeah, sweetheart. We're going to be just fine." That night, after Lily fell asleep, Ethan and Clara sat by the fire. Neither of them spoke. Too tired, too overwhelmed. Then Clara said, "Do you think he'll come back?" Garrett: "Yeah. Maybe. What'll we do if he does?" "Same thing we did today. Stand up, tell the truth. Fight if we have to." Clara nodded. "I'm scared." "Me too. But I'm not leaving. I know. Even if it gets worse. I know." She looked at him. "Why do you trust me so much?" "Because I see you. Not what the town says. Not what Garrett wants them to believe. I see you." Clara's eyes filled. "Nobody's ever seen me before." "Well, I do." She kissed him. Soft this time. Gentle. A promise instead of a goodbye. When they pulled apart, Ethan said, "Marry me." Clara laughed. "What?" "Marry me. Tomorrow. Next week. Whenever you're ready. Just marry me." "Ethan, that's crazy." "I know, but I don't care. Life's too short to wait." Clara stared at him. Then she smiled. "Yes. Yes. Yes, I'll marry you." Ethan grinned, pulled her close, held her like he'd never let go. Outside, the wind whispered, the stars burned, and somewhere in the darkness, Garrett watched. He stood on the ridge, looking down at the cabin, at the smoke rising from the chimney, at the light in the window. He'd lost everything, his job, his reputation, his power, all because of them. He reached into his saddlebag, pulled out a bottle, took a long drink. The whiskey burned. He liked the burn. It matched the rage in his gut. "Enjoy it while you can, Cole," he muttered, "because I ain't done with you yet." He mounted his horse, rode into the darkness, planning, scheming, waiting for the right moment to strike. Back at the cabin, Ethan felt a chill, looked toward the window, saw nothing, but the hair on his neck stood up. "What is it?" Clara asked. "Nothing. Just—" He shook his head. "Nothing." But it wasn't nothing. He knew it, felt it. Trouble was coming, the kind that didn't knock before entering. He pulled Clara closer, kissed the top of her head. "Whatever happens," he said, "we face it together." "Together," she agreed. They sat like that until the fire died, until the cold crept in, until they finally went to bed, exhausted, hopeful, terrified. And neither of them slept well that night. The next morning, Ethan woke to pounding on the door. He grabbed his gun, opened it. Ruth Morrison stood there, out of breath. "They're coming," she said. "Who?" "The town council, and they ain't happy." Ethan's stomach dropped. "What do they want?" "You. They say you got no right to marry Clara. Say she's still got a trial coming. Say Garrett's got friends in high places." "Garrett's gone. But his influence ain't. He sent word to the territorial judge, told him Clara needs to stand trial proper, in front of a real court. Clara appeared behind Ethan. When? 2 weeks. They're bringing a judge from Cheyenne. Can they do that? Ethan asked. They can do whatever they want. They're the law. Ethan slammed his fist against the doorframe. This is insane. I know, but it's happening. Ruth looked at Clara. You need a lawyer. We can't afford a lawyer. Then we'll find one who works for free. Or we'll stand up ourselves and testify. Will that be enough? Ruth didn't answer. Which was answer enough. Clara's face went pale. I'm going to hang, aren't I? No, Ethan said. You're not. I won't let that happen. You can't stop it. Watch me. Ruth put her hand on Ethan's arm. There might be another way. What? Run. Take Clara and Lily. Go somewhere they can't find you. Start over. Run. Ethan shook his head. I ain't running. Ethan, if she stays, she stays. And we fight. And we win. And if you don't. He looked at Clara, saw the fear in her eyes, the resignation, like she'd already accepted her fate. Then I go down fighting, he said. Ruth sighed. You're a stubborn man, Ethan Cole. Yeah, I am. She left. Ethan closed the door, turned to Clara. We're going to be okay, he said. You don't know that. I do. How? Because I won't let anything happen to you, not while I'm breathing. Clara walked to him, wrapped her arms around him, held tight. I'm sorry, she whispered. For what? For bringing all this trouble into your life. You didn't bring trouble. You brought light. She pulled back, looked at him. You really believe that? With everything I got. She kissed him, long and deep, like she was memorizing the taste of him, the feel of him. When they broke apart, Lily was standing there, watching. Are we in trouble again? She asked. Ethan knelt, pulled her close. Yeah, sweetheart, we are. What are we going to do? Fight. How? I don't know yet, but we'll figure it out. Lily nodded. Then she held out her doll. Grace wants to help. Ethan smiled. Tell Grace we appreciate it. She says we need a plan. Grace is smart. She says you should marry Miss Clara now, before they stop you. Ethan looked at Clara. She's got a point. Clara laughed, broken but real. You want to get married today? Why not? Because we don't have a preacher, or witnesses, or... We got each other. That's all we need. Clara stared at him. Then she nodded. Okay, let's do it. They rode back to town that afternoon, went straight to the church. The preacher was an old man, kind eyes, gentle voice. We want to get married, Ethan said. The preacher looked surprised. Today, right now. But don't you need witnesses, a license? We got witnesses. Ethan turned. Ruth was there, and Jacob, and a handful of others who'd stood by them. And we'll get the license after, but we need to do this now. The preacher studied them, saw the desperation, the love, the urgency. All right, he said. Let's begin. They stood before the altar, Ethan in his work clothes, Clara in her torn dress, Lily between them, holding Grace. The preacher spoke the words, old words, sacred words, words that bound people together for better or worse. Do you, Ethan Cole, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? I do. And do you, Clara Bennett, take this man to be your lawfully wedded husband? Clara's voice shook. I do. Then by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. Ethan kissed her, soft, tender, a promise sealed. The small crowd cheered, Ruth cried. Jacob smiled. And for one moment, everything was perfect. They walked out of the church together, hand in hand, Lily skipping ahead. The sun was setting, painting everything gold. "We did it," Clara said. "Yeah, we did." "What now?" "Now we go home, and we wait. For the trial. For whatever comes next." Clara stopped, turned to him. "Ethan, what if—" "Don't." "What if they take me away?" "They won't. But if they do, then I'll find you. Wherever they take you, whatever it takes, I'll find you." She touched his face. "You promise?" "I promise." They kissed again, long and slow, like they were storing up enough love to last a lifetime. Lily tugged their hands. "Come on, let's go home." They walked to their horses, mounted up, rode toward the ranch. But as they crested the ridge, they saw smoke. Black smoke, thick and angry, rising from where their cabin should be. Ethan spurred his horse, raced down the hill, Clara and Lily right behind him. The cabin was on fire, flames shooting through the roof. The barn was burning too, animals screaming, running wild. Ethan jumped off his horse, started toward the cabin. Clara grabbed him. "It's too late. My things, Rebecca's things. They're just things, Ethan." He stared at the flames, watched everything he'd built turn to ash, his home, his memories, his past. Then he looked at Clara, at Lily, at his future. "You're right," he said. "They're just things." They stood there, watching it burn, holding each other. The heat was intense, the smoke choking. Then Ethan saw something, a figure on horseback, on the ridge where they'd just been, watching. Garrett. Ethan's blood boiled. He started toward his horse. Clara stopped him. "Don't. He did this." "I know, but if you go after him, he wins." "How?" "Because he wants you dead, and if you ride up there angry, he'll get his wish." Ethan's hands shook. Every muscle in his body screamed to chase Garrett down, to make him pay. But Clara was right. Garrett wanted a fight, and Ethan couldn't give him one. Not with Lily here, not with everything at stake. He turned away from the ridge, looked at the burning cabin. "What do we do now?" he asked. Clara pulled him close. "We survive, like we always do." Lily hugged his leg. "We can rebuild Papa, right?" Ethan looked down at his daughter, saw Rebecca in her eyes, saw hope and faith and love. "Yeah, sweetheart," he said. "We can rebuild." They watched the cabin burn until there was nothing left but embers. Then they rode to Ruth's house. She took them in. No questions, no judgment, just kindness. That night, Ethan sat on Ruth's porch, staring at the stars. Clara came out, sat beside him. 2 weeks, she said. 2 weeks. What if we lose? We won't. You keep saying that. Because I keep believing it. Clara leaned her head on his shoulder. I love you, Ethan Cole. I love you too. They sat in silence. The night was cold, the stars were bright, and somewhere out there Garrett was planning his next move. But so was Ethan, and this time he wouldn't be caught off guard. This time he'd be ready. 2 weeks felt like 2 days. Ethan spent every waking hour preparing, talking to Jacob, going over his testimony, making sure every detail was clear. Every word was right. Clara helped Ruth in the store, keeping busy, keeping her mind off what was coming. But at night, Ethan could hear her crying. Soft, trying not to wake Lily. He'd hold her then, say nothing, just hold her. On the 13th day a man arrived, tall, well-dressed, carried a leather satchel. I'm looking for Ethan Cole, he said. Ethan stepped forward. That's me. The man extended his hand. Thomas Whitmore, attorney from Denver. Ruth Morrison sent word. Asked me to help. Ethan's chest tightened. We can't afford... I don't want your money. I want justice. Whitmore looked at Clara. "Mrs. Cole, I presume?" Clara nodded. "Yes, sir." "Tell me everything." They sat at Ruth's kitchen table. Clara told her story, every detail, every moment. Whitmore took notes, asked questions. His face gave nothing away. When she finished, he set down his pen. "You've been through hell," he said. "Yes, sir." "But we can win this." Clara blinked. "Really?" "If Jacob testifies. If we can prove Garrett's corruption. If the judge is fair." "Yeah," he paused. "Those are big ifs." "But it's possible," Ethan asked. "It's possible." That night, Ethan found Clara sitting outside, staring at nothing. "You all right?" he asked. "No." He sat beside her, took her hand. "Talk to me." "What if we lose tomorrow?" "We won't." "But what if we do? What if they hang me? What if Lily has to watch? What if—" "Stop." Ethan turned her face toward him. "Look at me. We're not losing. You hear me? We're not. You can't promise that." "I just did." Clara's eyes filled. "I'm so scared." "Me too." "But you don't show it." "Because I can't. If I fall apart, everyone else does too." She leaned against him. "I don't deserve you." "Yeah, you do." They sat like that until the stars came out. Until the cold drove them inside. Until they had to face tomorrow. The courthouse was packed, every seat filled, people standing in the back, spilling out into the street. Everyone wanted to see the trial. The spectacle. The show. Ethan sat in the front row, Lily on his lap, Ruth beside him. Clara sat at the defendant's table, Whitmore on her right. She looked small, fragile, terrified. The judge entered, old, gray beard, sharp eyes. Everyone stood. "Be seated," the judge said. His voice was gravelly, worn. "Let's get on with it." The prosecutor stood. A man named Dawson, slick, confident, bought and paid for by Garrett. Everyone knew it. "Your Honor, the territory calls this case against Clara Cole, formerly Bennett, for the murder of Thomas Bennett. We have witnesses. We have evidence. We have justice on our side." Whitmore stood. "Your Honor, we have the truth." The judge looked between them. "Then let's hear it. Prosecutor, call your first witness." Dawson smiled. "The territory calls Marshal Owen Garrett." The courtroom erupted. Ethan shot to his feet. "He ain't a marshal anymore." The judge banged his gavel. "Order Mr. Cole sit down or I'll have you removed." Ethan sat, jaw clenched, hands fisted. Garrett walked in, smug, cleaned up, looking like he'd never done wrong in his life. He took the stand, swore on the Bible, lied through his teeth. "I investigated Thomas Bennett's death thoroughly," Garrett said. "Found evidence Clara had purchased arsenic 2 weeks prior. Found witnesses who heard her threaten him." "What witnesses?" Whitmore demanded. "Objection," Dawson said. "Defense will have their turn." The judge nodded. "Sustained. Continue, Mr. Garrett." Garrett went on, painting Clara as a cold-blooded killer, a woman scorned, a wife who wanted her husband's money. Every word was poison. Every sentence was a noose tightening. Clara sat still, face pale, hands shaking. Ethan wanted to scream, wanted to drag Garrett off that stand and make him tell the truth. But he couldn't. He could only sit and watch and pray. Finally, Whitmore stood. "Your Honor, I'd like to cross-examine." "Proceed." Whitmore approached Garrett. Slow, deliberate. "Mr. Garrett, you said you investigated thoroughly. Did you investigate the 3 men who robbed the Bennett home that night?" Garrett's jaw tightened. "What 3 men?" "The ones Jacob Freeman saw. The ones who actually killed Thomas Bennett." "There were no 3 men. Freeman's a drunk. His testimony's worthless." Is it just inconvenient for you?" Dawson jumped up. Objection argumentative. Sustained. Mr. Whitmore, stick to questions. Whitmore nodded. Mr. Garrett, did you pay Jacob Freeman $50 to keep quiet about what he saw? The courtroom went silent. Garrett's face flushed. No. You sure about that? Yes. Whitmore reached into his satchel, pulled out the receipt. Then what's this? Garrett stared, said nothing. Let me read it for you. $50. Payment for services rendered. Signed Owen Garrett. Dated the day after Thomas Bennett's death. That sound familiar? That was for something else. What? I don't remember. Convenient. Objection, Dawson shouted. Withdrawn. Whitmore turned to the judge. No further questions, Your Honor. Garrett stepped down. Wouldn't meet anyone's eyes. The courtroom buzzed. Whispers, murmurs, hope. Dawson called 2 more witnesses. Townspeople who claimed Clara had threatened Thomas, who said she'd bought poison. But under Whitmore's questioning, they fell apart. Admitted they'd heard things secondhand. Admitted they didn't really know. Then Whitmore stood. The defense calls Jacob Freeman. Jacob walked to the stand, pale, shaking. He swore on the Bible, looked at Clara, mouthed, I'm sorry. Mr. Freeman, Whitmore said, tell the court what you saw the night Thomas Bennett died. Jacob took a breath. I was walking home, heard a gunshot, ran toward the Bennett house, saw 3 men running out. They had bags, looked like they'd robbed the place. Did you recognize these men? No, sir. Never seen them before. What happened next? I went inside, found Thomas dead, found Clara unconscious, blood everywhere. I ran to get help. Marshal Garrett showed up. I told him what I saw. And what did he say? Jacob swallowed. He said it'd be easier to blame Clara. Said the town needed someone to punish. Said he'd pay me to keep quiet. The courtroom exploded, shouting, anger, disbelief. The judge banged his gavel. Order, order, or I clear this court. The noise died down. Whitmore continued. Did you take the money? Yes, sir, I did, and I've regretted it every day since. Why are you speaking up now? Because I can't live with it anymore. Clara's innocent, and I won't let her hang for something she didn't do. Whitmore nodded. Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Dawson stood for cross-examination. He tried to discredit Jacob, called him a drunk, a liar, a man desperate for attention. But Jacob didn't break. He stuck to his story, calm, steady, honest. When Dawson finished, Jacob stepped down, walked past Garrett, stopped. I hope you can live with yourself, Jacob said, because I sure as hell couldn't. He walked out. The courtroom was silent. Then Whitmore called his final witness. The defense calls Clara Cole. Clara stood, walked to the stand. Every eye in the room followed her. She swore on the Bible, sat, looked at Ethan. He nodded, tried to look confident. Mrs. Cole, Whitmore said gently, tell the court about your marriage to Thomas Bennett. Clara's voice was soft. It wasn't a good marriage. Thomas drank. He'd get mean. Sometimes he'd hit me. Did you ever threaten to leave him? Yes. Did you ever threaten to kill him? No. Never. Did you purchase arsenic 2 weeks before his death? Yes. The courtroom gasped. Why? Whitmore asked. For the rats. We had rats in the cellar. Bad. Thomas told me to get poison. Do you have proof of this? The shopkeeper would remember. I told him what I needed it for. Whitmore nodded. Tell the court what happened the night Thomas died. Clara took a breath. Thomas came home drunk. He had a bottle. Moonshine. I told him not to drink it. Told him it looked wrong. Smelled wrong. He got angry. Said I didn't tell him what to do. He drank it anyway. Then what? He collapsed. Started convulsing. I tried to help him, tried to get him to vomit, but her voice broke. He died in my arms. What happened next? 3 men burst in. They had guns. They hit me, knocked me out. When I woke up, Jacob was there. And the marshal. And everyone was looking at me like I'd done something terrible. Did you kill your husband, Mrs. Cole? No. I tried to save him. Dawson stood. Mrs. Cole, you said your husband was mean, that he hit you. That sounds like motive to me. I didn't kill him. But you wanted him gone. I wanted him sober. There's a difference. Is there? You admitted you bought poison. You admitted you wanted to leave. Seems to me you found an easy way out. That's not true. Then why should we believe you, a woman with motive, with opportunity, with the means? Clara's eyes filled. She looked at Ethan. He stood. Because she's telling the truth, he shouted. The judge banged his gavel. Mr. Cole, sit down. She didn't do it. Anyone with eyes can see that. Mr. Cole, one more outburst and you'll be held in contempt. Ruth pulled Ethan down. Don't make it worse, she whispered. Ethan sat, but his heart was pounding. His hands were shaking. He couldn't lose her. Not now. Not like this. Whitmore stepped forward. Your Honor, I'd like to redirect. Make it quick. Mrs. Cole, do you love your new husband? Yes, more than anything. Do you love his daughter? Like she's my own. And if you'd killed Thomas Bennett, would you have any of this? This family? This life? This chance? Clara's tears fell. No. Exactly. Because Clara Cole isn't a murderer. She's a survivor. And she deserves better than this. Whitmore turned to the jury. We all do. The judge called a recess. The jury filed out. Ethan rushed to Clara, held her. You did good, he said. It wasn't enough. It was. It will be. She clung to him. What if? Don't. Not yet. They waited. An hour. 2. Lily fell asleep on Ruth's lap. The courtroom stayed full. Everyone waiting. Watching. Finally, the jury returned. Have you reached a verdict? The judge asked. The foreman stood. An old rancher. Weathered. Tough. We have, Your Honor. What say you? The foreman looked at Clara, then at Ethan, then at the judge. We find the defendant. The doors burst open. A man ran in, out of breath, covered in dust. Stop, Your Honor, stop. The judge banged his gavel. Who are you? Deputy Marshal Franklin, from Cheyenne. I have new evidence. Dawson jumped up. Objection, the trial's over. Not till the verdict's read, the judge said. What evidence? Franklin pulled out a folder. We caught the 3 men who robbed the Bennett home. They confessed, all of it. Said they poisoned the moonshine to rob drunk men. Said they didn't know it'd kill. But it did. 4 men total, including Thomas Bennett. The courtroom erupted. Garrett stood, tried to leave. 2 deputies blocked the door. Owen Garrett, Franklin said. You're under arrest for obstruction of justice, bribery, and conspiracy. Garrett lunged for the door. The deputies grabbed him. He fought, screamed. She's guilty. She killed him. No, Franklin said. She didn't, and you knew it. They dragged Garrett out. His screams echoed down the hall. The judge banged his gavel. In light of new evidence, I'm dismissing all charges against Clara Cole. She's free to go. The courtroom exploded. Cheering, crying, relief. Ethan grabbed Clara, lifted her off her feet, spun her around. She laughed, sobbed, held him tight. Lily woke up, saw them celebrating. Did we win? Yes, sweetheart, Ethan said. We won. Lily squealed, hugged them both. People crowded around, congratulating, apologizing, offering help. Ruth pushed through, hugged Clara. Told you we'd make it right? Thank you, Clara whispered. Thank you for believing. Whitmore packed his satchel. Ethan stopped him. How much do we owe you? Nothing. Seeing justice done is payment enough. That ain't right. You saved her life. Whitmore smiled. Then pay me by living well. Both of you. He left. Ethan turned to Clara. She was crying again. Happy tears this time. It's over, she said. Yeah, it's finally over. They walked out of the courthouse together, hand in hand, Lily between them. The sun was shining. People lined the streets. Some cheered, some stared, some looked ashamed. Ethan didn't care. He had his family, his wife, his daughter. That was all that mattered. They rode back to Ruth's house, but when they arrived, there was a surprise waiting. Wagons, lumber, tools. Half the town was there, rebuilding the cabin. Ruth stepped forward. Figured you'd need a place to live. We're making it right. Ethan's throat closed. He couldn't speak, could barely breathe. Clara squeezed his hand. Thank you, she told Ruth. Thank you all. They spent the next 2 weeks building. Ethan and Clara worked alongside their neighbors, raising walls, laying floors, creating something new from the ashes of the old. Lily helped where she could, carrying nails, fetching water, singing her mother's lullaby. One afternoon, Ethan found Clara sitting alone, staring at the half-finished cabin. What are you thinking? He asked. That I don't deserve this. Yeah, you do. I've caused so much trouble. You've given so much more. She looked at him. Like what? Hope, love, a reason to keep going. Clara's eyes filled. I love you, Ethan Cole. I love you too. He pulled out something from his pocket, the wooden carving he'd made weeks ago. A small heart. Rough, simple, but beautiful. I made this for you, he said. Back when you were in jail. Wanted to give it to you when you got out, but everything happened so fast. Clara took it, traced the grain with her fingers. It's perfect. It's just wood. No, it's a promise. Yeah, it is. She kissed him. Soft, tender. A promise returned. The cabin was finished a week later, bigger than before, stronger. The whole town came for the celebration. Food, music, dancing. Ethan and Clara stood on their new porch, watching. Lily played with other children, laughing, free. This is home, Clara said. Yeah, it is. Thank you for fighting for me. Thank you for letting me. They kissed, long and slow. Then Lily ran up. Papa, Miss Ruth says we can have cake. Then let's get you some cake. They walked inside together. Their home, their family, their life. And for the first time in years, Ethan felt whole. But later that night, after everyone left, Ethan heard a noise. He grabbed his rifle, stepped outside. A figure stood by the barn, in the shadows. Ethan raised the gun. Show yourself. The figure stepped into the moonlight. It was Garrett, face bruised, hands shaking, gun at his side. You ruined me, Garrett said. You ruined yourself. I had everything, respect, power, a future. Built on lies. And now I got nothing. Then leave. Start over somewhere else. Garrett laughed, bitter, cold. Can't do that. Why not? Because everywhere I go I see your face, hear your voice, know what you took from me. I didn't take nothing you didn't lose on your own. Garrett raised his gun. I'm taking it back. Ethan didn't move, didn't flinch. You gonna shoot me in front of my wife? My daughter. If I have to. The door opened. Clara stepped out, saw Garrett, stepped in front of Ethan. No, she said. Clara. Ethan tried to pull her back. She wouldn't move. If you're going to shoot someone, shoot me. I'm the one you really hate. Get out of the way, Garrett said. No. I'll shoot through you. Then do it. Garrett's hand shook. You don't get to win. I already won. I'm alive. I'm loved. I'm free. What do you have? Garrett's face crumpled. The gun wavered. I have nothing. Then let it go, Clara said softly. Let us go. Let yourself go. For a moment, Garrett looked broken, lost, human. Then his face hardened. I can't. He raised the gun, aimed at Clara. Ethan moved, pushed her aside, grabbed for Garrett's arm. The gun went off. The shot echoed through the night. Birds scattered. Horses whinnied. Ethan and Garrett fell to the ground, wrestling, fighting for the gun. Clara screamed, ran inside, came back with Ethan's rifle. Stop! She shouted. They didn't hear her. Ethan punched Garrett. Garrett kneed Ethan. They rolled. Grappling. Desperate. Then another shot. Everyone froze. Garrett went limp. Ethan pushed him off, looked down. Blood spread across Garrett's chest. The gun was still in his hand. He'd shot himself. Accident or purpose, it didn't matter. Garrett looked up at Ethan. You win, he whispered. Then his eyes went empty. Ethan stood, shaking. Clara ran to him, checked for wounds, found none. You're okay, she said. You're okay. Yeah, I'm okay. Lily appeared in the doorway, saw the body. Ethan moved to block her view. Go inside, sweetheart. Is the bad man gone? Yeah, he's gone. Forever. Forever. Lily nodded, went back inside. Ethan looked at Clara. It's really over now, he said. Yeah, it is. They stood there, holding each other. Two people who'd survived hell, who'd fought through fire, who'd come out the other side. Ruth arrived with the sheriff an hour later. They took Garrett's body, asked questions. Ethan told them everything. Self-defense, clear and simple. The sheriff nodded. Can't say I'm sorry he's gone. Man was poison. Yeah, he was. You folks gonna be all right. Ethan looked at Clara, at their cabin, at the life they'd built. Yeah, he said. We're gonna be just fine. The sheriff left. Ruth stayed, helped clean up, made tea, sat with them until dawn. When the sun rose, it felt like a new beginning. The nightmare was over. The fight was won. The future was theirs. Ethan pulled Clara close, kissed her forehead. Ready to start living? He asked. She smiled. I've been living since the day you found me. Then let's keep going. Together. Always. They walked inside, closed the door, and began the life they'd fought so hard to have. 3 months passed like water through fingers. Spring came warm and green. The ranch bloomed with new life. Calves were born. Gardens grew. The cabin filled with laughter. Clara stood in the kitchen kneading bread. Flour dusted her hands. Her hair was pulled back in a simple braid. She hummed that lullaby, the one Rebecca used to sing. Ethan came in from the barn, kissed her cheek. Smells good. It'll be ready soon. Where's Lily? Playing by the creek. Said she was building a fort. Ethan smiled. I'll go check on her. Ethan? He turned. Yeah. I'm late. He blinked. Late for what? Clara's face flushed. My monthly. I'm 3 weeks late. The words hit him like a bolt. You mean? I think so. I'm not sure yet, but I think so. Ethan crossed the room in 2 strides, pulled her into his arms. Clara. Are you happy? Happy His voice broke. Yeah, I'm happy. She laughed, cried, held him tight. I was scared to tell you. Why? Because what if you weren't ready? What if it was too soon? What if... He kissed her, hard, deep. It's perfect. You're perfect. This is perfect. They stood like that, holding each other. A new life growing between them. A future neither of them had dared to hope for. Then Lily screamed. They broke apart, ran outside. Lily was at the creek, pointing, crying. "Papa! Papa! Come quick!" Ethan ran. Clara right behind him. They reached the creek. Lily pointed at something in the water. A woman, face down, not moving. Ethan waded in, pulled her out, turned her over. She was young, maybe 20, soaking wet, bruised, but breathing. "Clara, get blankets!" Clara ran. Ethan carried the woman to the cabin, laid her by the fire. Lily hovered close, scared. "Who is she, Papa?" "Don't know yet." Clara came back with blankets. They wrapped the woman up, rubbed her hands, tried to warm her, just like before. Just like the first time Ethan found Clara. The woman's eyes fluttered open, panicked, wild. "Easy," Ethan said. "You're safe." She scrambled back, hit the wall. "Where am I?" "My ranch. Found you in the creek." "I have to go. I have to—" She tried to stand. Collapsed. Clara caught her. "You're not going anywhere. Not like this." The woman stared at Clara. Recognition flickered. "You're her. The one they said was a killer." Clara's face went pale. Yes, but I'm not." "I know. I heard what happened. Everyone did." The woman's eyes filled. "That's why I came." "Why?" Ethan asked. "Because if you could survive what they did to you, maybe I can too." Clara knelt beside her. "What's your name?" "Sarah. Sarah Dawes." Ethan's chest tightened. "Dawes, like the prosecutor." Sarah nodded. "He's my father." "Why are you running from him?" "Because he wants to marry me off, to a man twice my age, a man who—" She stopped, shook her head. "I said no. He hit me, locked me in my room. I climbed out the window, ran." Clara's hand found Sarah's. "You're safe now." "For how long he'll come looking. He always does." Ethan stood. "Let him come. He ain't taking you back." Sarah looked up. "You don't know him. He's powerful, connected. I don't care what he is. You're under my roof now, and nobody touches what's mine." Clara smiled. "Welcome to the family, Sarah." Sarah cried then, great heaving sobs, like she'd been holding them in for years. Clara held her, rocked her, whispered promises of safety. Lily brought her doll. "Grace keeps bad dreams away. You can borrow her." Sarah took the doll, held it like a lifeline. "Thank you." That night after Sarah fell asleep, Ethan and Clara sat outside. The stars were bright. The air was cool. "We can't keep collecting strays," Ethan said. Clara laughed. "Why not? We're good at it." "Clara, I'm serious. Dawes will come. And when he does, we'll handle it, like we handled Garrett." "That's what I'm afraid of." She took his hand. "Ethan, that girl needs us. Just like I needed you. We can't turn her away." "I know. I don't want to lose you. Or Lily. Or this baby." Clara's other hand went to her belly. "You won't. We're strong. All of us." "Yeah, we are." They sat in silence. Then Clara said, "Do you ever think about Rebecca?" "Every day."
Whoa.
"Do you think she'd approve of us, of this life?" Ethan looked at the stars. "Yeah, I think she would." "How do you know?" "Because she wanted me to be happy. And I am. For the first time in years, I'm happy." Clara leaned against him. "Me too." Morning came with trouble. A carriage rolled up the drive. Expensive, polished, pulled by 4 horses. Dawes stepped out, tall, gray-haired, furious. Ethan met him on the porch. "Help you?" "I'm looking for my daughter." "Don't know where she is." "Don't lie to me, Cole. I know she's here." "Even if she was, what makes you think I'd hand her over? Dawes stepped closer. Because if you don't, I'll have you arrested for kidnapping. She came here on her own. She's my daughter. She's a minor, and you're harboring her. She's a grown woman running from a forced marriage. That's none of your concern. It is now. Dawes's face reddened. You have no right. I have every right. She's scared, hurt, and you're the reason. How dare you? How dare you? Selling your daughter like livestock. Dawes lunged. Ethan caught his arm, twisted, forced him back. Don't, Ethan said quietly. You'll regret it. Dawes jerked free. You'll regret this. All of it. Probably, but I'll sleep better. Dawes climbed back into his carriage. This isn't over, Cole. Never is. The carriage rolled away. Ethan watched until it disappeared. Then he went inside. Sarah was standing by the window, pale, shaking. He'll come back, she said. Let him. You don't understand. I understand plenty. And I'm telling you, you're staying till you're ready to leave, not before. Sarah's eyes filled. Why are you doing this? Because someone did it for my wife, and I'm paying it forward. Clara appeared from the bedroom, took Sarah's hand. Come on, let's make breakfast. Everything's better with food. They cooked together. Eggs, bacon, fresh bread. Lily set the table, chattering about her fort, about the fish in the creek, about everything and nothing. Sarah watched them, this family, this life. And for the first time, she smiled. 2 days later, a letter arrived, hand-delivered by a writer. Ethan opened it, read it, his jaw clenched. What is it? Clara asked. Dawes. He's taking us to court. Says we're harboring a fugitive. Says he wants Sarah back by the end of the week or he'll have us arrested. Sarah's face crumpled. I have to go. No, Ethan said. I won't let you lose everything because of me. You sound like someone I know. He looked at Clara. She smiled, sad but knowing. We'll fight him, Clara said. Just like we fought before. You barely survived that fight. But we did survive, and we'll survive this too. Sarah shook her head. You don't know what he's capable of. Neither does he. About us. That night, Ethan found a letter on his pillow, in Clara's handwriting. He opened it, read, My dearest Ethan, if you're reading this, something's happened. I want you to know that loving you was the bravest thing I ever did. Thank you for giving me a life worth living. Take care of Lily. Take care of our baby. And don't stop fighting. Love, Clara. Ethan's blood ran cold. He ran outside. Clara's horse was gone. So was she. No. No, no, no. Lily came out. Papa, what's wrong? Where's Clara? She said she was going to town, said she'd be back by morning. Ethan saddled his horse. Stay with Ruth. I'm going after her. Papa. Now, Lily. He rode hard, reached town in 20 minutes. The streets were dark, empty. He went to Dawes's house, pounded on the door. A servant answered. Sir, it's late. Ethan pushed past him. Where is she? Where's who? My wife. Dawes appeared at the top of the stairs. Cole, what a surprise. Where is she? Who? Don't play games. Where's Clara? Dawes smiled. Cold. Cruel. I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hurt her, you'll what? You're in my house, threatening me. I could have you arrested. Ethan climbed the stairs, 2 at a time, grabbed Dawes by the collar. Tell me where she is, or I swear to God. The old church, outside town. Ethan released him, ran, mounted his horse, rode faster than he'd ever ridden. The church sat on a hill, dark, abandoned. He burst through the doors. Clara. Silence. He searched every room, every corner, found nothing. Then he heard it. A voice, soft, scared. "Ethan." "Clara." "I'm here. In the cellar." He found the door, locked. He kicked it. Once, twice. It splintered. He ran down the stairs. Clara sat in the corner, hands tied, bruised, but alive. Oh, thank God. He untied her, pulled her into his arms. "Are you hurt?" "I'm okay. I'm okay." "What happened?" "Dawes' men. They grabbed me on the road, brought me here. Said they'd let me go if I convinced Sarah to come back. And you said, I told them to go to hell." Ethan laughed, broken, relieved. "That's my girl." They heard footsteps. Ethan pushed Clara behind him, drew his gun. Dawes appeared at the top of the stairs, with 5 men, all armed. "Cole, you're persistent. I'll give you that." "Let us go." "Can't do that. You've interfered too much, ruined too many plans." "What plans?" "Sarah's marriage, the land deal, everything." "What land deal?" Dawes smiled. "Her husband-to-be wanted your ranch. I promised I'd deliver, but you kept getting in the way." "So this was never about Sarah?" "Of course not. It was about money. It's always about money." Ethan raised his gun. "Let us go, or I shoot you where you stand." "You're outnumbered." "Don't care." Dawes nodded. His men raised their guns. Ethan pushed Clara toward the back door. "Run." She hesitated. "Ethan." "Run." She ran. Ethan fired. Dove for cover. Bullets ricocheted off stone. He fired again. Hit one of Dawes' men. The man fell. Ethan reloaded. Fired. Another man down. But there were still 3 left, plus Dawes. He heard horses, shouting. Then the doors burst open. Ruth, Jacob, the shopkeeper, a dozen townspeople, all armed. "Dawes!" Ruth shouted. "Put the guns down!" Dawes spun. "This is none of your business." "It's all our business. We're done letting men like you hurt good people." Jacob stepped forward. "It's over, Dawes. You lost." Dawes looked around, at his men, at the townspeople, at Ethan. Then he ran. He made it 3 steps before Ruth shot him in the leg. He fell, screaming, cursing. "That's for Clara," Ruth said. "And every other woman you've hurt." The sheriff arrived minutes later. Arrested Dawes. Arrested his men. Took them all away. Ethan found Clara outside. Shaking, he held her. "It's over," he said. "Is it really?" "Yeah, it is." She cried. He held her tighter. Ruth came over, put a hand on Clara's shoulder. "You're a fighter," Ruth said. "Just like Rebecca was." Clara looked up. "You think she'd approve of me?" "I think she's smiling down right now, proud as hell." They went home. Sarah was waiting on the porch. She ran to them, hugged Clara. "I'm so sorry. This is all my fault." "No," Clara said. "It's not. You were just trying to survive. We all are. What happens now? Now you decide. You want to stay. You stay. You want to go. We'll help you. But it's your choice." Sarah thought about it. Then she nodded. "I want to stay, if that's okay." "More than okay." They went inside, made tea, sat together. A family built from broken pieces, held together by love and stubbornness. Lily climbed into Sarah's lap. "Are you my sister now?" Sarah smiled. "I guess I am." "Good. I always wanted a sister." Ethan looked at Clara. She had her hand on her belly. Their baby growing. Their life expanding. Their future bright. "You okay?" he asked. "I'm perfect." "Yeah, you are." Months passed. Sarah stayed, helped with the ranch, became part of the family. Clara's belly grew, round and full, The baby kicked strong, healthy. One night, Clara woke Ethan. "It's time." He shot out of bed. "Now. Now." He ran for Ruth, woke the whole town getting her. Ruth came, calm, steady. She'd done this before, knew what to do. Ethan paced outside. Lily and Sarah sat with him, waiting, praying. Hours passed. Then a cry. Small, strong, perfect. Ruth opened the door, smiled. "Come meet your son." Ethan's legs nearly gave out. He walked inside. Clara lay in bed, exhausted, beautiful, holding a tiny bundle. "Ethan," she whispered, "meet Thomas." "Thomas. After my first husband. He wasn't perfect, but he gave me the strength to survive. I want to honor that." Ethan took his son, held him. This tiny life, this miracle. "Hello, Thomas. I'm your papa." The baby's eyes opened. Dark, curious. He looked at Ethan like he knew him, like he'd been waiting. Lily pushed into the room. "Can I see—" Ethan knelt. "Let her look. This is your brother. He's so small. You were two once. Can I hold him?" Gentle. Lily took Thomas carefully, cradled him, sang softly, that lullaby, the one Rebecca taught her, the one Clara had learned. Sarah watched from the doorway, tears streaming. "This is beautiful." "Yeah," Ethan said. "It is." They sat together, all of them. A family forged through fire, stronger for the breaking. Clara looked at Ethan. "Are you happy?" "More than I ever thought possible." "Me too." "Thank you." "For what?" "For not giving up, for fighting, for loving me." Clara smiled. "You made it easy." Thomas started crying, hungry. Clara took him back, fed him. Ethan watched, his heart so full it hurt. Lily yawned. "Papa, I'm tired." "Go to bed, sweetheart." "Will you tuck me in?" "Always." He carried her to her cot, tucked her in, kissed her forehead. "Papa." "Yeah." "I think Mama would like Miss Clara." Ethan's throat tightened. "I think so too. And I think she'd like Thomas." "Definitely." "Do you still miss her?" "Every day. But it's a good missing now, not a sad one." "Good, because you seem happy." "I am, sweetheart. I really am." Lily closed her eyes. "I love you, Papa." "I love you too." He went back to Clara. She was asleep. Thomas in her arms, both of them peaceful, safe. Ethan sat in his chair, picked up his knife, started carving. A horse for Lily, a cross for Thomas, a heart for Clara. Outside the wind whispered, the stars shone, and somewhere Ethan felt Rebecca smiling. "Thank you," he whispered, "for the letter, for the wisdom, for setting me free." The wind picked up, warm, gentle, like a hand on his shoulder, like forgiveness, like love. Years passed. Thomas grew, strong, smart, kind. Lily became a woman, married a good man, gave Ethan grandchildren. Sarah stayed, never married, never wanted to. She was happy helping, being part of something bigger than herself. Clara's hair turned gray. Ethan's beard went white. But their love never aged, never faded, just deepened. One evening they sat on the porch, watching the sunset, holding hands. "Do you ever regret it?" Clara asked. "Regret what?" "Taking me in, fighting for me, building this life." Ethan turned to her, cupped her face. "Not for a second." "Even with all the trouble." "Especially with the trouble made us who we are." Clara smiled. "I love you, Ethan Cole." "I love you too, Clara Cole." They kissed, soft, familiar, perfect. Thomas came out, Now a young man, tall like his father, kind like his mother. Dinner's ready? They went inside. The table was full. Family, friends, laughter, love. Ethan looked around. At everything he'd built, everything he'd fought for, everything he'd nearly lost. And he realized something. Life wasn't about avoiding pain. It wasn't about playing it safe. It wasn't about protecting yourself from loss. It was about opening your heart, even when it scared you, even when it hurt, even when you didn't think you could survive. Because the only thing worse than losing love was never having it at all. He raised his glass. To family, to second chances, to never giving up. Everyone echoed him. To never giving up. They drank. They ate. They celebrated life in all its messy, beautiful, imperfect glory. And when Ethan finally laid down that night, Clara beside him, he closed his eyes with a smile, because he'd found what he'd been searching for, what Rebecca had wanted for him, what he'd thought was impossible. He'd found home, not in a place, but in a person, in a family, in love that refused to die, and that was worth every fight, every scar, every moment of fear, because love, real love, was always worth it, always.